Hello, hello, you all. This is Christine Lewis with the Pink Warrior Calendar Girls public page. And yes, you did see what you saw if you were on my page around 12 o'clock. That post at 12 o'clock was meant to go out because for many reasons. Excuse me, my nose is itching. Let me just say that it has a lot to do with my story even before breast cancer, before a diagnosis with breast cancer. I've been struggling with trying to get my message out and trying to get the message out for survivors, addressing something that we don't often think about when it comes to surviving breast cancer. And my unique personality, my unique story, even before breast cancer, I think speaks loudly to this. But let me go back. I have been hesitating back and forth with whether or not to share what I showed at 12 o'clock because I didn't want the message to be wrong. But yesterday, I was super frustrated with not being heard, especially in October when I am flooded in a sea of pink. And I appreciate it when it is meant for the good of us who are survivors. When it is, when it's used to show, that people support us, and when it's used to actually take instead of just slapping a pink ribbon on a banana, because I do think that's it. While that could show support for us, it also is taking advantage of us unless you're giving donations of some of your proceeds to something to relate to breast cancer. Yesterday I was I feel extremely flooded underneath the sea of pink. A lot of it is stuff that I support. Being a survivor, I'm going to support other survivors, even if I'm drowned underneath their pink and my voice is not heard. I'm going to support them as a sister in solidarity. But I kept thinking, how am I going to stand out and get this message across? I keep feeling like I'm drowned out, and I kept hearing the voice of, well, if you want to be heard, you're going to have to do something that other people are not doing. You cannot stand out if you're doing the same thing the crowd is doing. And as uncomfortable as it is to hear that, it's the truth. And the whole reason that I started Pink Warrior Calendar Girls it's several things, but probably one of the main ones is to shed light on the fact that breast cancer treatment, especially mastectomies and lumpectomies, really do change the way women as survivors look at themselves. And I had the photo shoot that I had. The first one that I had was a boudoir shoot. And I don't care who you are, this is my personal journey as a survivor. You can disagree with me or not, but this is my inheritance, my personality in God. And He made me the way He did for a reason. And I have had this issue with self-image and a really skewed sense of sexuality and what it means to be a woman for a majority of my life, and I'm sick of it. And as a survivor, I'm not going to shut up anymore about it. I am going to share what it looks like to be a breast cancer survivor. I'm not going to hide under the clothes, because that is not what a breast cancer survivor looks like. You're seeing what everybody else sees, and we look just like everybody else when there is some truth underneath, and I'm not going to hide it anymore. And I am going to get the message out, because it is not my calendar, even though this one is very conservative, the one that is for sale for 2020. I don't know where this is going next year or the year down the road. I'm taking this one day at a time, just like I did with my treatment. And I'm going to see how this unfolds. Don't know where to go. It says, okay, God gave us a free will way back in Genesis. If you want to talk like you're a Christian and judge me for what I did, way back in Genesis, God gave us free will. When we had our downfall, right before we were cast out of the Garden of Eden, we were walking around naked. We were walking around naked and thinking nothing of it. When our children are born, are they born with clothes on? No, they're not. They are born naked. God doesn't put clothes on us when we're born. We provide that for our children, and yeah, God provided clothing for us after our downfall. He didn't just kick us out and, we're here because of some provision He gave us. But don't go there judging me for what I did when I'm not doing this lightly. I thought really hard and long about it. The first time I shared my boudoir shoot pictures, I didn't share the ones that I shared today, because I knew that I needed to be careful of how I shared these, and I needed to make sure the message was clear, that it has to do with women in general first, with women and body image, and how we are ashamed to show ourselves in all our flaws. Yes, Victoria's Secret and other companies like that, they show these gorgeous women half naked, but they're usually airbrushed, or they find women that fit in very little clothing because I don't know if they're trying to keep in budget, or if they're afraid somebody's going to judge them as selling a lifestyle where you're not taking care of yourself. There's a lot more to taking care of yourself than looking good for others. It's very unhealthy to take care of yourself for other people. You need to take care of yourself for yourself. Okay, so when I shared those, it's not only for survivors, it is especially for survivors, but it's not only for them. It is for women in general to quit worrying what other people think about what they look like. Be happy with the body that God gave you, and don't be ashamed of it. And we were born as sexual creatures, so quit being ashamed of your sexuality. There is a perversion of sexuality, and there is sexuality, just sexuality as it is, and we need to quit being ashamed of it when it's pure. And if you're sexualizing this, if you're making it something where, oh, this is pornographic, then shame on you. Get your mind out of the gutter, because that is not what those pictures are for. I am a sexual person because I am a woman and God created me that way. What you do with it, that's your issue with those pictures. Those pictures, I cut and pasted the blog post with those pictures because Facebook had an issue with me linking it to the blog post, but the blog post has a lot to do, and I think I'm just going to leave it there. That blog post explains those pictures. I'm given a unique personality, a unique background from the time I was in high school, even before high school. A lot of things that I did, a lot of the way I grew up has a lot to do with my self-esteem issues. And then I moved on in high school and made horrible choices because of those self-esteem issues. And I'm tired of it. I'm going to take my inheritance, my personal personality that God gave me, that's uniquely mine, and I'm going to quit playing it safe. As a breast cancer survivor, I have been given the mercy of having a wake-up call that this life isn't about playing it safe. If you want to go, if you want to speak biblically, I will give you some verses. If you're a Christian or you're claiming to be a Christian and you're judging the post, go to Matthew 25:14 to 30. It's the parable of the talents. We are only saved by grace. You are no better than me. I'm no better than you. But one thing I do know is that He gave us a life, and we need to do something with it. And I don't think He created us to just play it safe all the time. He gave every single one of us a unique background, a unique personality to make an impact on this world. And I am done playing it safe. And I believe the tribe I'm looking for, and part of the reason I was hesitating to share those pictures is because it is hard creating a social media tribe out there. But I'm not here to attract everyone. I'm here to attract the people that I resonate with, and who I am hoping I'm resonating with are those people that are tired of playing it safe. If you're a Pink Warrior Calendar girl, the type of person I'm talking about, you're tired of playing it safe. You want to show the truth about what breast cancer looks like. You also want to give women in general back their self-esteem and body image, and show people that it is what it is, and stop perverting it for anything that it isn't. And just live out loud with the life that you have. Are we going to live perfectly? No, because we're human. But Jesus didn't die on the cross for us to be afraid to make mistakes. I think the pivotal reason He died on the cross is so that we would be free to make mistakes, because He didn't want us to be so paralyzed in the law and being afraid to offend someone that we didn't live and wasted that sacrifice He made for us. And I also believe, if you're a Pink Warrior Calendar girl, that you are going to take that inheritance He gave you, and when you that suffering that you've inherited as a survivor, you will let Him carry you when you need to let Him carry you, because He's there for you. And I'm not going to tie it in a little pretty perfect package the way a lot of the churches do, because I think they are failing to serve us. I love the church. I love fellow Christians. I am a Christian myself. But I know that we have lost sight of living out loud for God, and it doesn't always look perfect like a lot of people think it should. With that, I am going to go. I will see you later. Bye.